everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is April, and if you're new here, I make DIY fashion and sewing tutorials, so hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on a new video from me. So my sister-in-law is currently pregnant right now, and I thought I would take this opportunity to have her model another Thrifted Transformations for me. This is a dress that I thrifted. It's in a regular fit, but in a large size, so we were still able to zip it over her bump. The waistline is in an awkward position, so we're gonna raise that up over the bump to show off the curves more. We're also going to change the shape of the neckline, do something else to the sleeves, and add a slit to the skirt. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get started. First, I took apart the dress by removing the neckband, separating the bodice from the waistband, and removing the zipper. Now I can have my sister-in-law try the bodice on and mark the new waistline to be above the baby bump. Luckily, the skirt fits over the belly, but when we raise the waistline, it's going to be loose fit still, so we'll have to add some elastic at the waist. We also decided to go with a V-shaped neckline in the front and back. And added cutouts to the shoulder and sleeves to break apart the floral print. With the bodice laying flat, I trued up my new waistline, neckline, and cutout sleeves, added seam allowance to them, and trimmed the rest away. Now we can reattach the skirt to the bodice by first sewing the top waistband layer right sides together to the bodice. Once the front waistband is sewn, we can flip over the lining waistband to cover the raw edges and stitch it down along the very edge. Make sure to leave openings at both ends to slide the elastic in later. I have this super wide elastic band at home to use, so I just measured how wide the waistband is and trimmed the elastic to fit it. Using my loop turner, I pulled the elastic all the way through the waistband, and after I fit the elastic on my sister-in-law, I can tack down both ends of the elastic to the waistband. This was my second fitting, and I'm just making sure the elastic is able to fit above the baby bump. And we also noticed the bodice was still too long and baggy, so we need to bring the skirt up even higher. After making the new alterations, I can tack both ends of the elastic down to the waistband so it stays in place. With the leftover scraps, I used it as a bias tape to clean up the raw edges of the neckline by sewing it right sides together to the neckline. Then I trimmed the bias strip enough so I can fold the raw edges under twice to hem the neckline. I kind of messed up here and decided I wanted the floral bias tape to cover the sleeves instead, so I had to take it apart and re-added it to the sleeves. Here you can see I am folding the bias tape over twice to hide the raw edges and to keep the bias tape underneath. Then you can sew the bias tape down along the lifted edge. I didn't have enough scraps left over, so I cut 1-inch strips from some white fabric to use as bias tape for the neckline. After sewing it to the neckline, I folded the center front in half right sides together and sewed the corner to enhance the V-neck. Now we can sew the invisible zipper back in. Since the back neckline is a V-shape, I didn't line the top of the zipper to the neckline. Instead, I left 1 inch on top and will be closing it up with a button and loop from the original dress. Lastly, I added a slit on the right side of the skirt to also help break apart the busy floral print. I covered the raw edges of the slit with some bias tape again, which was a little tricky once I got to the top corner of the slit, so I just made it work. I can't really explain it better, but it was similar to how I did the neckline and re-sewed that V shape to enhance it more. And now I'm officially finished with the dress. Here is the final transformation.
It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling.
Alright, that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching, and shout out to my sister-in-law for being my model. As usual, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!